Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here, coming to you from Cleveland, Ohio. And you know what that means? Home of the largest rubber stamp in existence. And it says free on it. Does that mean the balloons are free that are dangling there? Makes you wonder. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's the Daily Woo, and a special guest today. Say hello to Rebecca. You've never been to Cleveland before.
Nope.
We are going to go check out the rock and roll. Wait, what's the rock and roll sign? That would be this, right? What does that mean exactly? Metal?
It's just rock on, bro.
Is it metal or is it?
Put up your horns. It's metal.
Put up your horns. put up your horns. It's the Daily Woo. I can feel it. I can sense it in my bones. It is very close. Very close indeed. Dong gong 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 gong. Gong 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 gong. Long live rock. That's what it says right there. Of course, backwards though, because I'm on the back side. But inside this pyramid structure holds more artifacts than you can shake a proverbial stick at. This is the famous Cbgb awning from the late 80s. It's the second one they had. The first one was actually stolen. But this is still an artifact, a relic of punk rock history right there, New York City history. I am geeking out a little bit because the smell of history is permeating off this thing. And check out the mud stain still impacted on the side there. The long sleeve shirt you see in the middle was Eddie Vedder's on their appearance on Saturday Night Live, and at the end credits he opened that up to reveal a K drawn on his t-shirt in honor of Kurt Cobain. That is Hank Williams' famous musical note shirt, and here is a photo of him wearing it. I really like the style of these old late 50s baseball ringer tees. What makes them cooler is that they are themed after the one and only Elvis. And this custom motorcycle belonged to the king as well. You got to admit, the man had style. I like the reflection too of the sign in the background. And not only Elvis, but they have a whole section dedicated to Sun Records. Roy Orbison, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, all recorded there as well. And if you were ever a fan of the Beatles, you might want to check out the Hollies, the Yardbirds, or Herman's Hermits. These items belong to Janis Joplin. There are the handwritten chord charts for Cosmic Blues and her glasses and some of her neck scarves that she actually wore. That's really cool. When I was living in Southern California, I used to sing this song a lot in my vlogs, and everyone thought I was making it up. Here's proof that I wasn't. And now we're stepping into the real nitty-gritty, the punk rock section. There's the Patti Smith cult hero doll, and right up here, that's Iggy Pop's jacket. This is the actual set list from the Ramones' final show. And these rings right down here belonged to Sid Vicious. The glasses below the London Calling vinyl belonged to Joe Strummer himself. Getting into the grunge section now, this is a guitar of Chris Cornell, who unfortunately, very recently, passed away. And being a huge Nirvana fan, I find these demo cassette tapes absolutely incredible. And there's one of Kurt's guitars. Wow, they even have his death certificate as well. If you had your preference between punk rock and metal, what would you choose? Metal. You would go with a little AC/DC action. Behind the glass is Dimebag Darrell's guitar. That's pretty freaking cool. Circa 1988, one of the original Flava Flav clocks that he wore around his neck. When it comes to the Beatles, there's a lot of artifacts. This one I hold in high regard, the handwritten lyrics to In My Life. Look at that. That still exists. This is called a Mellotron. It was used by Paul McCartney to play parts of Strawberry Fields Forever. Let that sink in a bit. Just let that sink in just a bit. This is the Hendrix family couch. Jimmy himself used to sit right there while watching TV as a young lad, clunking away on his guitar. As well as a lot of handwritten lyrics, including Voodoo Child. What are you looking at?
The Doors.
Oh, Jim Morrison's jacket right there. Think about the sheer amount of incredible songs that have been played on that organ. And here are the handwritten lyrics to
Riders on the storm. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Is that a Devo suit? Never mind that. Never mind that now. A little Back to the Future quote for you. I'm not sure if you caught that or not.
The problem is there's so much stuff in here. I can't show all of it in the vlog. You have to help me choose. What should I show? What's the best stuff to show in the video? Yeah, I'm having a very tough time even deciding.
What about the Michael Jackson stuff?
That's not a bad idea. The Michael Jackson stuff.
His glasses, his shoes, and the Grammy from Thriller.
And look at that. The light glistening off his glove. He actually wore that. And you can't forget Bowie. Check that out. A little Metallica action. Would you consider Metallica a metal band? If you like metal, are they still a metal band by your standards?
They're metal.
Metal. Well, metal.
I'm not sure of its rock and roll significance, but that is majestic. This piano was used in the recording of Great Balls of Fire at Sun Studios. Jerry Lee Lewis sat right behind those keys. This desk belonged to Johnny Cash, as well as these guitars. In this particular model, he inscribed his name in 1985 and donated it to a benefit auction, and now it resides here. They occasionally change out some of the exhibits. Currently on this floor, they have the original Rolling Stone office, at least a recreation of what it looked like when the magazine first started, now celebrating 50 years. And I'm almost at the very top of the pyramid itself. Whatever you do, don't look down. And here's a letter from Charles Manson, written to Rolling Stone. Right there, signed by Manson himself. 1980s era Madonna wearing mini ears. Gotta love that, right? And just outside, they have Johnny Cash's tour bus from 1979, and I think you can go inside it.
What would you say is more impressive, the museum or my whistling skills?
The museum.
Fail.
What you are looking at is Lake Erie. Well, technically, past that rock bunker there is Lake Erie. But you couldn't ask for a better day. It's beautiful out here. Only a couple clouds in the sky. And if you were to jump in the water and had your swimming trunks on, if you just kept paddling straight that direction, you would end up in Canada. In fact, the next piece of land past those rocks is Canada soil.
That plane is about to land. The plane is about to land. And don't worry, do not fret. If you were to fall in, I would save you with this buoy right here. But I couldn't go that far because the string, it's only like 10. So if you went too far out, I would have to dive in. Did you bring your swimsuit?
No.
Me either. Dang it.
The skyline view of the city from here is pretty cool as well. Just behind the Hall of Fame. Those ducks flying by, adding to the ambiance. Good old Cleveland. They say this place rocks. That's what Drew Carey taught me. So now that you've experienced it firsthand, how do you feel?
Vlog over.
That's not gonna end well. The guy in the car doesn't want to move. The guy in the bus doesn't want to move. He's having a little confrontation there. All he's got to do is just back up, but all the guy in the gray car has to do is back up.